You should do a video about Visible. Can you do a video about Visible? Do a video about Visible. All right already. Hey guys, today I'm going to check out the Visible plans and features for August 2019. I've had a few requests to do a video about Visible, so here it is. Visible is a prepaid wireless service. And before we get started, I want to say this is not a complete review. I'm just going to check out the plans and features on visible.com. I may review the service in the future. I haven't reviewed it to date. Seems to be a lot of interest in this service. All right, a few things I've been able to find out about Visible networks. First, they use the Verizon 4G LTE network. Second, the company was started by former Verizon executives. And third, the company was funded by Verizon themselves. Now, it's not clear to me whether or not Verizon fully owns it or whether it's a startup company and Verizon just provided the funding to start the company. So they are connected to the company. All right, let's get started. I'm here on visible.com, link in the description below. Now, I've gone through the website a few times and looked at some of the details, and I like the way the website is set up. It's very clear. It's very easy to find information. All right, first up, unlimited data now with more speed, still just $40 a month, all in. Then you have the option to buy a phone and bring your own. More speed on the best network, unlimited data, messages, and minutes, all on Verizon's 4G LTE network. Plus, for a limited time, we've removed our speed cap, free for as long as you remain a member. They refer to their customers as members. You can check out a coverage map. Everything you need, nothing you don't. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, no nonsense. Oh yeah, we ditched the stores, lines, and annoying salespeople. Nothing goes better with a new phone service than a new phone. Then you have the option to shop for a new phone or bring your own. We got a bunch of devices, including the latest iPhone models, and you can finance your device with them if you want to buy a phone from them. All right, what else they have here? Up at the top, get up to a $200 prepaid MasterCard virtual account when you switch to Visible. Now, you can check out the details on that if you're interested in it. You have to buy a phone from them and transfer your current phone number. The amount varies depending on which phone you buy. Now, one of the things I really like is you look at top here, shop, plan, and FAQ. So very clean, tells you exactly what you need to know. Let's check out the plan. With Visible, there's only one plan, so that's greatly going to simplify things. It's $40 a month, and it includes unlimited talk, text, and data. This one page gives you a lot of information, explains a lot of things that you want to know when you're checking out a prepaid wireless service. It's $40 a month, a single line unlimited plan. It's got it all, including unlimited high-speed data for free, as long as you remain a Visible customer while this offer lasts. So maybe that's not a little clear. What they're saying is that you're going to get this plan while you're a member if you sign up now and remain a customer. $40 a month, all in. Taxes and fees are baked in. So your bill should be $40 a month, no additional fees, no additional taxes. Great. That's a good price for an unlimited plan, and it's a very good price for an unlimited plan on a service that uses Verizon's network. Unlimited everything, and they explain to you what they mean by everything. Data, messages, and minutes. Badass coverage. All right, I guess they want to be a little edgy there. They're just telling you that they use Verizon's 4G LTE network and that they include Wi-Fi calling. So if you're not familiar with Wi-Fi calling lets your phone make and receive phone calls, send and receive text messages using the Wi-Fi network you're connected to rather than the cellular data network. What's good about that is if you're in an area where you have poor cellular coverage or no cellular coverage, but you have access to Wi-Fi, you can still use your phone. Next up, mobile hotspot. So with mobile hotspot, you can take your laptop, tablet, or other Wi-Fi device and connect it to the internet using your phone's cellular data connection. Very, very desired feature. So great to see that they have it. Now, I want to point out there's going to be some fine print. We'll need to get to that in a second. No awkward breakups, no annual contracts. Pretty standard for most prepaid wireless companies. Then less humans, more human. We ditched the stores, lines, and annoying salespeople and kept our humans where you want them, on standby for expert customer care. Now, here's the fine print, and one of the things that's nice about the fine print is I can actually read it without having to go down to the bottom of the page and zooming in. Wi-Fi calling is available on select devices. If you want the Wi-Fi calling feature, before you sign up, you got to make sure that you have a device that Wi-Fi calling will work with. And then mobile hotspot speeds are capped at 5 megabits per second and limited to one tethered device at a time. In reality, that's not bad because this is one of the few services that's going to give you unlimited data with a mobile hotspot at $40 a month. So they're giving it to you at reduced speed of 5 megabits per second, and then you can only have one device connected at a time. So very clear, they're telling you what the restrictions are up front. You're going to be able to get mobile hotspot. It's unlimited, but you will have that speed cap, and you can only use one device at a time. All right, moving on. Is your phone ready for Visible? You can check compatibility or get a new phone. All right, next up, I really like the way that this page explained everything. They only have one plan, so it makes it easier, but a lot of information here was easy to find, really pretty straightforward to understand. And then they say, if you have questions about their service, check out the FAQ. So let's check that out. Now, FAQ is the frequently asked questions. And I think all carriers should offer one of these on their sites. The main page that's describing the plans is not going to tell you about every single feature, and it's not going to tell you about features they don't support on any of their plans, because nobody's going to market their service by telling you all the things they don't do. They're going to tell you which plans have which feature. But you should be able to find out whether or not a feature is supported, and the frequently asked questions section, or FAQ, is the best place to do that. And they have a bunch of categories here, so it's really long. We won't go through all of them. Let's just take a look at a few of them. So getting started, what does it cost? Can I change my phone number? So all the information about whether or not you need to get a new phone number, or whether you can transfer or port in your phone number. They have some porting guides. Now, one thing I want to point out here, and I'm going to talk about this in my next video, a later video. I don't want to get it into it in this one, but they say here that the average length of time to complete a port is 4.9 days. I've never had a number port take 4 days. It's either been a day or a couple hours for me. So if this is the average amount of time, that must mean that there are people out there that it's taken much longer than 4.9 days to port, because lots of people have been able to port in as early as an hour. They even say that here. And then a pro tip, make sure you double extra sure you check your account number and PIN number to make sure they're correct. And they need those two pieces of information to transfer your number. Then why is it taking so long to transfer my number from Visible? Some details about that. Then where do I pay for my Visible services? So they made it kind of clear that they've ditched the retail. They've ditched the stores. They don't have the stores like the postpaid services, but it looks like they don't have a presence in the retail stores. You need the app. You get the app, you put that on your phone, and you can pay through the app. And then there's a number of different payment options. Venmo, PayPal, debit or credit cards are all fair games. So you're not going to run to the store and buy a refill card. But if you don't have a credit card, it looks like there are a few different ways you can pay, either using Venmo or a debit card there. Some instructions on ordering your SIM. So let's check out network coverage. They use the Verizon 4G VoLTE network. That's the voice over LTE network. The typical 4G LTE network download speeds are between 5 and 12 megabits per second, and the upload speeds are between 2 and 5. And then heads up, when the network gets congested, your data could slow down a little bit. It's normal. They even point that out down here. They said this is common for any person on any carrier. When the network gets congested, everybody slows down. Most of the prepaid services state that postpaid customers on the same network get prioritization, but it's very hard to determine the difference or know the difference. The amount of people on the network is changing. And then how are you ever actually going to compare what postpaid customers are getting to prepaid customers? Now, speeds between 5 and 12 megabits per second, that sounds slow for the Verizon network. Often with the Verizon network, people talk about seeing speeds of 100 megabits per second or higher. But this is pretty consistent with what I've seen in my previous reviews of service that use the Verizon network. One thing I wanted to point out, and we're going to jump back to that first page here, is they say, for a limited time, we've removed our speed cap. So from what I understand, when they first started this service, the maximum download speed was 5 megabits per second. So when they talk about they removed the speed cap, that's what they're talking about. They've removed that maximum 5 megabits per second download speed. And then when they talk about 5 to 12 megabits per second, they're giving you a number that's describing what people will typically experience. And that's matched my experience using the Verizon network, postpaid and prepaid, in my local neighborhood. When I get out of my local neighborhood, I've seen speeds over 100 megabits per second, but typically I've seen speeds between 5 and 12 megabits per second. They only support standard definition video, 480p video, DVD quality video. So what they're doing is they're manipulating things so that your video is reduced in quality to standard definition. Now, they say it's to make things nice and crisp on your phone, but it's really just to save them data. You may or may not notice a difference depending on what phone you have. This is not uncommon on a service that offers unlimited network, especially one that's giving you unlimited data for $40 a month. More details here, charges and payments, phone compatibility. So more details on phone compatibility, telling you which phones were compatible. You can check the compatibility checker. That's the final word on compatibility. iPhone 6 all the way through the XS and XS Max, S9 and S9 Plus. Use the compatibility checker for older models. The Google Pixel 3, 3A, 3XL, and 3A XL. Motorola G7 Power. And then the ZTE Visible R2. This may be a ZTE phone specifically for Visible service, but more details on the phone compatibility here. Voicemail. I wanted to quickly cover on voicemail. So they say you'll have access to voicemail. Now, they don't specifically say visual voicemail here, and I think it should. As far as I could tell, they support visual voicemail. They tell you to check out Apple's page, and they're pointing you to the visual voicemail page. And then later on down here, they tell you that the transcription feature is supported on the iPhone and that you might need to install an app to get that set up on your Galaxy S9 or S9 Plus. Down here, they have more information on Wi-Fi calling. So if you're interested in Wi-Fi calling, they list which phones are compatible, and they're working to get compatibility with more phones. All right, so that's a look through the FAQ. I'm very impressed. A lot of information in there. It's pretty clear. They point out a lot of stuff. All right, well, what do I think of Visible? So far, I'm pretty impressed. I like that it's $40 a month. If you need unlimited talk and text, but are a modest data user, you might be able to find less expensive service. You really still need to shop around, but $40 for an unlimited plan on the Verizon network, I think that's the best price I've seen for unlimited on any service that uses the Verizon network. The fact that it includes Wi-Fi calling, visual voicemail, and mobile hotspot, that's outstanding. I want to talk a little bit more about some user comments I got about Visible in my next video. But for now, that's it, and I will talk to you again next time.